ating magbibigay ng kaalaman ay tungkol sa natural and cultural heritage conservation, historical basis in the Philippine Seas, si Dr. Rowena Boquiren. Si Dr. Rowena Boquiren completed her PhD in History, her MA in Philippine Studies, and her BA in History all in UP Diliman. Dr. Boquiren has been a professor in history at the University of the Philippines, Baguio. She also worked as a research assistant for a special project for the National Library. She was awarded the Gawad Chancellor, pinakamahusay na guro sa larangan ng pananaliksik in UP Diliman in 1998, and has produced a number of publications and completed researches in various topics in the field of history and social sciences. She is the project leader for the Heritage Mapping Project on the University of the Philippines College Baguio Educational Foundation Incorporated, and is also currently a consultant in various projects in history, social sciences, research methodology, and development projects. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Rowena Boquiren.
Good morning to everybody.
Good morning, ma'am.
Let me express my appreciation first for this opportunity to share my views. It's very rare that historians and social scientists are invited in institutions that are really for engineering, and if there's education, it's really education management, right? How to manage a school like the AIMS. I am pleased that we have the AIMS to spearhead this kind of direction. Are you all very young here? How many are millennial and non-millennial? Okay. I hope this will be a very informal discussion. I'm glad that Romel gave his talk in Filipino. When I asked what language I was used, your facilitator said English. Had I known, I would have done it in Filipino. Magkasama kami ni Romel. Pero okay lang yun, we're both very informal. I don't know if all have read the copy of the abstract. No. Okay, let's just summarize it. My topic is natural and cultural heritage conservation. And I will be presenting why this is important. May papel ba yan sa Maritime Institute? Do you have any concern in heritage? Heritage is what identifies us, is what gives name to us. Lahat, kung ano tayo bilang Pilipino, na gusto natin manatili at magmalaki, dahil naalam natin ang heritage, kung ano yung gusto natin manatili sa pagkatao bilang Pilipino. Are you all in agreement with me that we have to protect our heritage?
Yes.
Ito ha? Okay. So, my presentation may be not as historical focused the way Romel has given his talk, but I will connect it to the present and future challenges that are being posed to our heritage. Meron bang gamit ng heritage natin sa present at sa future?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not convinced you anymore. And this is the reason why I'm talking about that. In doing so, I will either be transdisciplinary and interdisciplinary in my view. So you'll be surprised probably that I will be talking not only as a historian, about social institutions, but I'll connect it to the history of nature, where we are. Because nature and culture or history are really connected, symbiotic. Nagtutulungan ang kalikasan at tayo bilang tao sa kalikasan. Correct? I'll talk about that some more. Heritage has been natural and cultural in dimensions. Culture is born, evolve, maintain, and change in nature. But culture also maintains and changes nature. It is people who live on nature and may even be changing that nature. And even those in the maritime industry, you may be changing what's in the marine. You also use the marine resources. The Philippines is very archipelagic. Marami tayong isla. And we connect to the seas. There are many seas around us. And beyond the seas, we really have to talk about the high waters, which is the focus of AIMS in its forum. So, okay pa ba tayo? So I had to know, had to be familiar with the scope of what you learn at AIMS. I'm really wondering how much ground there is in the history, and probably this is the challenge that I would personally like to pose not only to President Arlene, but particularly your museo, if you can have a research program, and we in the academic sector, kami mga historiador ni Rowena ay gusto magpagtrabaho sa inyo. Okay? The basic feature of the Philippines is we are archipelagic. We are bound to the seas. We are connected to each other by the waters, by the seas. Hindi mga pulo ang nagko-connect sa ating lahat. Ilocano man kayo, Bisaya man kayo, ang nagko-connect ay ang karagatan. Marami hindi nakakaintindi nun, ano? Kasi madali nang maglayag, madali nang sumakay ng mga barko, madali na lang sumakay ng plano. Pero it's the waters that connect us. So that's why we have shared culture. We have shared history as an archipelago, as an archipelagic country. So, why bring attention to natural and cultural heritage conservation in the country? That's the first topic I'd like to go into. The second is, what is the historical basis of heritage? And why we must conserve our heritage? Third, I'll focus on an example, and this is the Verde Island Passage. What connects from Mindoro, Occidental, to Batangas, Marinduque, and Romblon. Hanggang doon sa sinasabi ni Romel na mga kalaan, puntang Camarines, yung babalik ng Espanya, ng Acapulco. No? So, yung lugar, maraming isla na dinadaanan mo na. I'll show you the maps of that. Okay, I think we go into this now. These are the reasons why natural and cultural heritage conservation participation must be contextualized. The first point I have there is that the Philippines is the first, if not one of the top 3 in net diversity. So magulat kayo. Ano ba itong diversity? Bakit may diversity na tinatalakay ng historiador? Diba sa biology pinag-aaralan yan? Biological richness. Okay? Diversity. There are only 17 countries. Okay. There are only 17 countries in the whole world that collectively handle more than 2/3 of the Earth's biological resources. Nag-aalaga sa tubig at mga resources sa karagatan. Para sa community. Galing ng Pilipino, no? Okay. The most rich in megadiversity is Galapagos in Ecuador. If you look at the size of Galapagos, it's even bigger than the Philippines. First, in endemicity. What do we mean by that? The resources are only in the Philippines. What we rely on are found only in the Philippines. We don't have to rely on other countries when we have crisis situation. Wala na makain. Nagkaroon mga panahon, super typhoon, super surge, etc., etc. Remember that we are in the era of climate change, yes? Kaya hindi mo na alam kung may sarap ka bang kakainin. We don't have food security. We don't know the food that we have around us and control it. If you always have to buy it from other countries, kawawa naman ang Pilipino. So what's important is we survive on what we have because we know it's always there. We can take care of those resources, and therefore what's important is we must maintain, sustain, make sure that these resources are always with us and owned by us. Yun ang importante, and there is, I'll give you an example. Sierra Madre, as much as 60% of the fauna and flora in Sierra Madre are endemic in Sierra Madre. In the Philippines, Sierra Madre is the most endemic and the richest. The second to follow that is Palawan. The third is Eastern Mindanao, all the way from Boquiren and Surigao down to Davao. Ito mayayaman sa mga pagkain. At marami sa pagkain na yan, that is the, I think, the point 3 and 4 that I would, no, it's okay. 3 and 4 there. The top 6 to 10 major urban areas in the country are along the coast. Can you just imagine? They would have to depend on the climatological factors, for instance. Yung dagat, yung bagyo, etc. Yan, number 4, at least 60% of the people in the Philippines are dependent on the marine resources. You can ask yourselves, are you more eaters of meat or seafoods? Baka masyado kayo na bago. Baka na-urbanize na kayo mabuti at gusto na niyo mga McDonald's at Jollibee. O kaya ay mga beef. Hindi na lang ng mga sino at Espanyol. Hindi yun natural sa Pilipinas, ha? Kaya pag-aralan niya kasi tayo talaga sa magagagatan, umaasa ng pagkain. Hindi niyo magugustuhan kung sa isang linggo, kayo nakain na isda. Okay. The fifth point, can go to the next map. Yeah. Magaling pa rin tayo dyan. Ano yung sabihin ng hotspot? The top, the first, number one, hotspot. Pinaka-kawawa dahil pinabayaan ng kalikasan. So, it can be number 1 or 3 in mega diversity, but we are number 1 in destroying that mega diversity. Okay, you know the connection to heritage? We're saying therefore that, hey, we have been so rich in diversity. Kumakain ng mga kamote at ube. Kamote na kasi lalaki ng bata namin ni Rowena. Nabubuhay yan. And matagal na. Wala pa yung mga Pilipino, Malay, Indonesian, Austronesian speaking peoples, pa rin tayo lahat. Hindi pa nabubuo yung kanyang pagkabansa. Is this in your course? How you in the maritime industry are also not polluting the oceans? Kaya gusto niya na may mga search program, kaya lang ayusin niya na. And I am with this view, I will also tell you why. I was a member of the official panel of negotiators in the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Baon na ng baston. Pero, tinutuloy ko yung gawain na yan hanggang ngayon. That's why I'm also a consultant of Haribon. Okay? So, huwag kayong makaranta kami pagkain na magsasalita lang. So, if you go back to this one, 1, 2, that's characteristic of the nature, the maritime-based nature that we have. But points 3, 4, 5, 6, gawa ng tao, anthropogenic. Tao ang may kinalaman. Bakit tayo nasa point 3, 4, 5, 6? Okay ba?
Yes, ma'am.
If I talk like that, like this, it's because kinikilig ko kayo, gusto ko kayong hamunin na mag-isip din na malay pala ang dapat natin parating sa maritime industry. And I really, really appreciate that we have AIMS that's opening this kind of views. Okay? Sabi nga ni Presidente, kailangan alam natin kahit tayo din nag-aalaga ng marine life ng Pilipinas at ng ating marine resources. Okay. Now the second topic, the historical basis of heritage. I'll do this very quickly. Okay. I will not repeat what Brother Rowena has done, but I'll simply tell you that the maps done, pinangaga natin mga mapa, gawa ng mga Espanyol talaga eh. So you look at this first map, ito yung unang mapa na nagpakita, nagbawa, ng ilang parte ng Pilipinas na tinagdaanan nila. So, yung away nila Magellan hanggang doon sa parte ng Samarlite, makikita natin sa mapa ito. Ito, ang isa pa sa sumunod na mapa, pinakita na yung boundary ng sinasabing mga isla ng Pilipinas. Okay? Wala pa yung mga direksyon ng mga ruta-ruta, ha? Napakita pa lang ano yung boundary. Yung pangatlo, third one, okay. Ito importante because this map, the Murillo Velarde map, is what's being used now to jump the 9-dash map of China. Yung away sa pagitan ng China at ng Pilipinas sa West Philippine Sea, ang pagkakita ng South China Sea. Ito yung ginagamit ng Pilipinas para sabihin, yan tinatawag na Scarborough, etc. Kung talaga ng Pilipinas yan, hindi na China, hindi na sa mga pangito. But that's where you can make discussions like this. So makikita mo na dito, hindi lang kasi ito yun tatlong sets yan ng mapa. May pinapakita din ano-anong klase ng mga Pilipino sa iba't ibang lugar, ano yung kinabubuhay, ang ganun detalye, nakasama dito sa mapa ng Velarde. Let us move on. With these maps, yung mapa kasi, based on the observation, nagawa yung mga records, no? Pero, sa pag-map making din, pwede din theoretical yan. And I'll share to you something like this, that a set of maps developed in 1995 that will show how the Philippine archipelago was formed. So, history ng archipelagic formation ng Pilipinas mula ng 50 million years ago, nasa loob niyan, pati ang biological changes, evolution, at papakita ko ilan lang, kasi ito ay 50 slides din. Namili lang ako para makita lang nyo yung kwento para ng buong Pilipinas sa pag-present ito. I always tell the audience that this must be taught as early as elementary. Ilan na nakikita nito? Wala pa. Nasa kolehiyo kayo. Ibig sabihin, hindi pa maganda ang naging pag-aaral natin sa elementary at sa high school. Kahit may geography course tayo, sa high school, kinukuha yun, dito may tuturo. Kaya ako binibigay ko lang yung mga kopya nito. I can give that. If I know how, I can send by email, anybody, I will give it to you. Okay? But, okay, I'll do this very quickly, ha? First, kaya, okay, 15 million years, where's the Philippines? What can you see? Wala pa ito sa kawan, wala pa, Pilipinas. Okay, Mindanao, Palawan. Okay, kaya na, yan may Luzon na, 30 million years ago. At makita niyo yung mga isla ng Visayas at Mindanao, nasa baba. Si Luzon, Hayga. Kita niyo? So these are rock units. Mga isla pa lang ito. Earthquake sa Boquiren, remember? Okay, 10 years ago. And then year 0, where we are now, next one. You can see the formation of the Philippines. Okay? Kung bakit yan ito detail at may nagiging panoy yung kwento ng evolution, pag madumating ang unang mga tao sa Pilipinas, pagkatapos dumating ang mga Austronesian, pagkatapos dumating ang mga iba't ibang paglahi, ito na kaya na lahat. You can find sa puti, yun yung dating land bridges. Dahil hindi pa mataas ang tubig, magkakatikit pa ang mga islands. We look at the area Kadugtong. And that's how the biological resources, the flora and the fauna, are shared across the islands or now the provinces. At bakit iba rin ang Mindoro? Kasi natin, very early on, ang laylay ng pinagaling ng Mindoro, diba? Ang Palawan. Pero doon, sa pangalaw niya malalapit na area, hiwalay yan. No? At masalapit doon sa formation ng Pilipinas. Importante yung Sunda South Shells. Maganda nakikita yan sa geography. So, klaro ba ito? Makikita natin kung paano magkalapit talaga at ang nagdaling daanan sa paglalakad. Later on, kahit sa paglalayag, kasi magkakalapit lang tayo kahit kung tayo ng mga islands. But let's see the next one. It will also tell us, the map will also tell us that we're very related to the rest of Southeast Asia, particularly the other island countries like Indonesia and Malaysia. And that's why we have this very close relationship with them. Not because we were people like the Malays and the Indonesians. Because Filipino, kasabay lang ng Indonesia at Malay, lumitaw ilang mga bansa at ilang kultura. Hindi tayo nagmana lang sa mga Malay at Indonesia. Point na yun. Pag malaki pantay-pantay lang tayo sa kasaysayan. Ang malaking tanong, bakit mas mayaman sila sa atin? Ibang sabi na yun. And this is why we're having this kind of discussion. So, get the next one. Yeah, okay. We have to know with whom are we closely related so that we share the common resources. Ito niya rin yung puti. Yun yung nagpupunit na kasi sa akin. Okay? Let's move on to the next. At mas daig pa ang mga Europeo, correct? At ay kukwento ko, di hamang naman sa una pa, sa Spanish period. Pinakit na talakayan, okay? The next question. Did and does the VIP have a natural and cultural heritage value? Hindi kailangan bang i-value at i-protect? May pwede bang ipagmalaki sa area niya? So, it's the passage. Okay? Sige. Narakayan ko natin. Kung may ganitong mas maatang mapa ng Mindoro, para lang balikan, sa Mindoro ay meron itong iba't ibang tao na mga mas nauna doon na indigenous peoples, mga mangyan. Pero dahil ang mga taga-Patag ay dumating sa Mindoro, the Mangyans were pushed up. Nakikita silang tumaas. Siyempre, mga Tagalog yan. Now, in the historical background that I will give you, gagawin ko na yung summary. Mindoro was the more advanced than the Batangas. Okay, Batangin yung ako. Kasi ako ay galing sa clan ng Marinyo. Si Marcela Marinyo, the one who took flag, ay great-great-grandma. Nasa Batangas at nasa uring nakakataas, elite ng Batangas. Kaya, makikita nyo, yung pagiging magaling na politiko, magkakamag-anak siya nasa Mindoro, nasa Batangas, umabot yan, hanggang Marinduque, hanggang Rumunon. sila ng political elite. At baka yun sa heritage nila at mga naangkin ng mga kalupaan at resources. Noon hanggang ngayon. So yan. Maraming kwento sa kanila. Ituloy natin ito. So I'll give you why and how have the VIP become the richest place of heritage. Dahil yan din ang talaga naging sentro talaga ng biodiversity resources na nasa Philippine. Patayan ng yaman, bakit kinilala ang ilang mga ethnic groups at mga clans bilang mga mataas. Okay. Ito ang Mindoro noon. At ay galing sa Chinese dynastic annals. Okay? You can read it, I think, no? Mai or Mai. Alam niyo ito? Sa maritime skills. Okay? This early, take note. Ang record ng dynastic annals are 892 AD. And that's the reason why in the same dynastic annals, may mga kwento na nanggagaling pala sa iba't ibang parte ng Pilipinas ang mga crafts at jewelry from the Zamboanga and Cebu area, for instance, yung botones sa Chinese Mandarin rose, shell Chinese. So, honey or yellow wax, cotton, pearl, tortoise shell, medicinal, etc. Betel nuts, yuta na gagawin sinamay, in exchange with porcelain, etc. from China. Kaya yung mga naging elite, they thought yung mga nagdako later on, sila yung may mga song at big porcelain. Ignota, Chinese annals. May connection tayo sa pagkalakalan sa dalawang parte ng Southeast Asia na nakakatag pa mula ng China. So wala pa akong interest sa Pacific. Nandito tayo sa West. Okay? Kasi kung susunod mo talaga ang hampas ng mga bagyo, may dalawang pamunta ng West yan eh. Kaya mas marami talaga mga tao sa Pilipinas ay nasa West. This is the East. Okay? And you will really need to understand oceanography para makita natin ito. Nag-aaway ang mga klima at katubigan. Ang area ng Puerto Galera at Calapan ay anchorage. Kung parang na ng Estila. Hindi na kwento kanina ni Romel. Diba, bago makabalik ng Acapulco, nagkandasira-sira na yung mga barko, yung mga galyon. But that's also an indication of the fact that, marami na pala sa mga, sorry, Pilipino na ako bilang, pero binabasa ko, marami pala, pati mga galing sa mga puno, sa mga bundok, ay napuputol na. Para pang-repair ng mga galyon. At hindi lang yan. Ito halimbawa, ewan ko kung familiar kayo. Mas sisente daw nasa baso kaysa natin sa bakit tinatawag Calapan ay nasa Mindoro? Have you been to Calapan? How many have you been to Calapan? Hindi sila lumalabas. Bakit tinatawag na Calapan? Yan. Bakit yan ang tawag sa Mindoro? Calapan. Hindi nyo rin alam. mangyayari kapag parte na ng 18th and 19th century. It's still very early, no? 16th, 17th century pa ang kwento natin. But eventually, what I'm telling you is, Caldera, puerto ng mga galyon, kaya puerto Caldera. At ang nasa Calapan, ito ay mga naging anchorage. Ano kayang kinakalap? Mangrove. Dahil ginagamit ilang charcoal sa Kamaynilaan. Sa mga paraderya na nasa Kamaynilaan. Gumagamit ng mangrove na nagkagaling ng Mindoro. Kaya nawala ng mangrove ang Mindoro. Nakatap. So there are a lot of histories on deforestation. But that's very linked also to what's happening in the maritime areas. Okay? Let's move on. So ito naman sa Batangas. Ito, ang lumabas na kwento sa Batangas, nung nangyayari yung trade with Chinese, ang mga nasa ibang parte ng Pilipinas, yung nasa Batangas, yung ibang parte ng Luzon o Luzon, ay mga bastos, nagpudo sa pagkakalat. Hindi kagaya ng mga nasa May. Mas decente, organisado ang nasa May. Until eventually, with the Spanish colonial period, napailalim na sila lahat sa mas dominante na unang sumuko sa mga Kastila, mga nasa parte ng Maynilaan. At yung mga naging sentro ng populasyon, sila itong parte ng Pilipinas. When they were won over by the Spanish colonial government, nagbago na maski ang construction ng mga bangka, mas nakatutok na sa pagdating sa Pacific. Travel ako kahit 7 minutes. So, ano na Pilipinas sa tuktok, kamag-anak din natin sa resources ng mga isda at tao nasa Malaysia, Indonesia, Timor, Leste, etc. Papua New Guinea, and Solomon. Yun ang Coral Triangle na dyan ang Pilipinas. That's Pomon, Cagayan, Malaba, Palawan yan, Sea Turtle, etc. Yung Verde Island Passage Corridor, ang tinigyan ko ng pansin mo. Dahil yan naman ay priority sa marine foreshore fish resources. Recent lang ito, no? Sabi mo na 10 to 15 years ago. What about even earlier? At the time of the expansion, at the time of the trading with China and the rest of Southeast Asia, even at the time, Spain has already controlled us. That was an area that has been an area that's very rich in resources. Let's move on. What do you see? Garbage dump. That's where you find among the garbage. Pollution, may overpopulation, may weight management, at may climate change. Napakarami ng problema. Yung isang area na napakayaman at nagkakayan sa kasaysayan ng heritage. Let's move on. Ito, ang marine resources noon. Tingnan natin yung marine resources ngayon. Let's say, a few years ago. Nakakita pa na hindi pa na-identify at mayamang-mayamang na rin. So, if the assumption is that that area has been very rich basis of the food and medicine that we eat. And there's been bad use of these resources. Ngayon pa palang militaw, kilala. Gusto pa rin natin kumanta ang mega diversity na ito. And that's the reason why, with the knowledge in history as the basis of our heritage value, that links the nature with people. May ginawa kami mga pag-aaral noon. You can download this. The first one there, actually the first one, the second, ilan nyo na lang yung Boquiren, ano yung title niya, Island Passage. Alin ang malulubog, alin ang magpinapakainin, kaya malulunod ang mga seaweed, seagrass. Wala nang kakainin yung ilang species. Parang yan ang mangyari ko, ang mga coral ay sinisira. Sana hindi ginagawa ng mga barko na sumasagsan. Asiran, coral reef. Ayan. Sige, sino na ganyan yung pag-aaral ko ng ginawa? At ito ang ilan sa mga programa, very active programs in networking, linking the marine protected area no longer as municipal waters, but with commonly shared area. Hindi na nagkakanya-kanya ang mga town kasi sila ay nasa shared waters. Nag-mature na, ay nasa ibayan ng lalo. Ibayan na naman. Dapat magtulungan yung mga yan. So there are this, ito namin ang kasama si Gilma Santos. Ito namin siya ginawang isang biodiversity champion. So, we have that in Batangas and also in, let's go on, Lubang and Doon. I'm sorry. Ito yung nasa dulo. Mas mahirap na tayo. So, ang naging karasan ko dito bilang historiador, maliwanag sa inyo. Nagtaka ako kung bakit ang mga tao dyan, hindi nila alam ang history. Sila sugarly lang nagtumating yan eh. 19th century lang yan eh. Ano nangyari sa mga tao dito? Wala na. Hindi na alam. So yung mga timawa, na dati ay mga free men, may sarili, inaangkin, inaangkinagan ng mga kalupaan, ay kinuha ng iba ng pag-aari ng mga oligarch. Okay? Hindi na nila alam, kasi sign nila ngayon. Sabi ko sa mga taga-Mindoro, hindi ko ba alam na ang Maki or Maki ay Mindoro at ganyan ang ganda ang pinagmula ng kasaysayan? Oh. Ito na lang po. Tingnan natin sa sunod. Sige lang. Go. I like to focus on that. Centers. Ang let's diplomacy and commerce. Sa aklan ng marine ecosystems, magkakaunay yan, then and now. Kailangan may protection at may mga programa para sa pagprotekta. Pero kailangan alam ko kanila na dapat walang proteksyonan. Marami ninangyari sa atin. Nature, culture are linked. We have a rich heritage in the country. We must